transformation highlight with Sabrena Arosh today. Yes. So I can't be more excited, right? I have met Sabrena a couple of years ago, and she's an amazing person, very, very bubbly, and nothing can beat her bubbliness. And I'm really, really inspired to be able to invite her to this session because she has gone through multiple journeys of her transformation for herself, and also she has changed from a person before which was overweight, and now she is really, really hot. I feel that there is so much that she could share with all of you. And she's a researcher. She's a fur mom. I love animals and also pets. So she's got 6 pets, 4 dogs to be exact, 2 cats. She's also a PhD student. And I am really excited for her to be on this call with all of us to share her journey. Well, let us welcome Sabrena. Are you on call?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Sabrena. Okay, let me double check out whether our live stream is working first. Let's see. So how many friends have you got tuning in?
I'm not sure. I don't, how do I see it? Can I check? I don't know how to check. I'm very bad at all these technology things, you know.
We are live, right? For Sabrena's friends on live, right? Could you just type, I love you, Sabrena. I love you, Sabrena.
Maybe I will get like 1 or 2 lah, my ultimate fans, 1 to 2 of them.
And then I love you, Sabrena. Okay, let's see. Let's wait for people to call in. Yes, our Facebook is working.
Oh, yeah.
So today's session is exclusively of Sabrena, right? As I mentioned, back then there was so much changes that Sabrena has made, and also why we have titled today's topic as Becoming a Best Version of Myself, how Sabrena has gone through her journey of transforming herself, being a girl from young age and not really having much knowledge about good nutrition, healthy, active lifestyle, but now she is working out a lot and she is eating well and also doing this together with her husband, Isaac. I'm really, really blessed to have Sabrena on call. So this is the best time to actually have these stories to inspire our audience, right? How does a person like Sabrena make the change? Yeah, so Sabrena, let's see who's on call. Oh, Jason is on call.
Oh, hello, Jason.
Awesome, Sabrena. All right, so what we're gonna do is we are going to share your past. This was Sabrena before, very bubbly. Tell us more, like 2010. 2010, this was you. Yes.
Yeah. So this is actually a very funny story. This is a picture from my prom when I was doing like my pre-U. I was doing what you call that, the South Australian matriculation, the Australian syllabus, right? So year 12. And this was probably like my heaviest weight like throughout my life. I was close to 85 kilos. And like, yeah, it was prom and I was kind of like just going to have fun with my friends. I wasn't like the kind of person like, at the time, of course, no boyfriend. I never had like any boyfriends actually until like I got married. But here,
so
right?
You got married, that one is hubby. Yeah, you got an amazing hubby, and we're gonna share more about Isaac later. Yes.
So on that night, actually, I don't know how or why, but I was part of the prom organizing committee with some of my friends, and somehow they convinced everyone to make me prom queen. So like in this picture, I was prom queen.
Oh my God. I mean, you have the sweetest friends, really. And just to let you know, Rining Lau is on the call.
Hi, Rini.
Yeah, you've got amazing friends and also very supportive parents as well, which we're gonna share more, right? Yes, tell us more. So you were prom queen 2010.
Yeah.
Amazing. How do you feel at that time? How do you feel?
I felt I thought okay lah, maybe like I say, you know, like a bit shy. Shy. Because like I was the other people, because you know prom usually there's like a group of people that will be nominated, right? So
Yeah.
got like other very pretty girls, you know, like I would say like more conventionally pretty girls in the group. And then I don't know, like my friends just went around and being like, oh, you know, Sabrina's so funny and like she's so nice, blah blah blah, always helping everybody study. Then they all sort of coerced everyone else to make me prom queen.
Like you have shared with me before that you have also been like battling with your weight issues before when you were younger as well, but it hasn't been something that actually made you feel bad or demotivate you to do the things that you like, right? How do you actually have that kind of mindset shift? Because generally people that are on the heavier side, they will have very like they are not comfortable with their bodies, but you were okay, or were you not?
I I can't say that I was really okay with it. Like a lot of my friends who knew me growing up, right? The two things that they will always see me wearing are confirm one. One, black t-shirts, two, jeans. And they're never gonna be like good fitting jeans. It's always like for me boot cut jeans, because I love boot cut jeans. They don't like they don't they're not tight on the legs. So my calves were always like quite big, right? So you always get like the boot cut one, so it's a bit more comfortable. And basically that was like my uniform from probably like from one all the way up to like college.
So how do you feel actually at that time when you needed to you only had got those options
It
at that
wasn't that
time
I
when you
only
were
had those
younger?
options, but I preferred those options. Like because like when I was already like self-conscious about my appearance, right? Because obviously like I was very chubby. But also one thing is that like when you're overweight, you tend to sweat a lot more. And then I would be even more conscious of having like sweat stains like on my clothes. So it just became like the default option that I just wanted like darker clothes that one wouldn't like be figure hugging in any kind of way, and that if I was doing anything physical, started to sweat, it wouldn't show up. I really just didn't want to draw attention to myself. Yeah.
Okay, understand. But at home it was still a positive environment. You
Yeah.
were still given the opportunity to do the things that you enjoy, and it was still an encouraging environment for you. So do you feel that was also very important
Yeah,
for
I would
you?
say like because my parents, they never like stopped me or my brother from trying anything, from doing anything. I think my dad would have been very happy if I did get into sports, but it was just one of those things where like I didn't take to it very well, because I was always the largest child, the most awkward, the most uncomfortable with like my body and stuff. I did do like sports, quote unquote, because when I was like 7, I did gymnastics and then I didn't like it, so I stopped. When I was at that age where I was slowly really starting to put on weight and going into like teenage years, 12, 13, my parents sent me to squash. And it was really awkward because I was the oldest, I was the only girl, and I was like twice the height of all the other kids, the other boys in the class. And of course, they could run faster, and I could not. So it was, I would say like any experience that I had like with sports classes, I didn't enjoy because it was harder for me to do things, and it didn't feel like it was getting easier. Yeah.
So tell us more about 2018, like in between 2010 and 2018, you chose, this was prom queen photo, and then you chose 2018 photo. What was this about? Oh, is that a cat at the back?
Yeah, it's my friend's cat.
Yeah.
So these photos, right? This was actually the morning after I got engaged. And I have like very little sleep, which is why like my eyes are very small. But basically, like at this point, I was already like, my weight already climbed back up. So between 2010 and 2018, I actually managed to lose about 15 kilos, to come down about from 85 to about 70. And then when I was studying in KL, when I moved to KL in about 2013, I managed to lose a bit more weight. But then coming back into like working and then being more sedentary and then not really having like time to think about what I was going to eat, right? You just order takeout or you just eat whatever is most convenient. So from 2015 to 2018, my weight slowly climbed back up. And I think at this point, I was back to about 75 kilos. So not as bad as...
There was a moment, oh, sorry to cut you off. So there was a moment in between that you have attempted to get healthier, and then also you did lose 15 kilos. So what was the reason that you started on a weight loss journey in between 2010 and 2018?
So one particular reason was my mom, because I think like she knew that I was going to move into like different circles of people, like, you know, different experiences in life. And she, I guess, was concerned that if I was to move away from home and I wasn't like too healthy, then that could negatively impact my experience of, or like I would run into trouble. Another thing that like kind of stuck with me was that in 2010, right, I actually graduated at the top of my class. So I had the highest score in the whole college. And that was because most of the time I'd always focused really like on my studies and to put my efforts in academics. And I cannot just remember this incident where I told the head of program that, oh yeah, my score is the highest for this year's cohort. And then she seemed very surprised. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I'm in your class and you know me as a student. I don't know why you would be surprised that I would have scored the highest. And I went home and I told my dad about this. And my dad is a very, I would say, a very straightforward kind of person. Like, he doesn't want to sort of shield you from the world being like a more harsh place. And my dad was just very honest, and he said, like, you know, Sabrena, if people look at you and you're overweight, they will automatically think you're not that smart. And like that kind of like stuck with me, you know, like I really understand sort of where he's coming from. And even in psychology, we learn about this, you know, that we attribute a lot of positive and good qualities to people who we see as attractive, right? Attractive in a very conventional way. So he wasn't like too far off the mark. And I guess like, considering it's been so many years and I still remember this incident, I would say it's probably made like quite a lasting impression. And I did want like people to recognize that, you know, like there's a brain in here somewhere.
Yes. Honestly, Sabrena, to me, when I first met you back then, I was like, wow, she's so smart. To me, yeah. Yes, it does make a huge, it's just a psychological thing, right? People would just judge you basing on how you look like, and they will attribute you into a certain category. I understand that. So that's part of the story that I think the audience and especially your friends may not know. However, how do you feel when your dad tells you the something that he felt and the honest truth about how he thinks about that situation?
Okay, lah. For my dad, right, he's always been very sporty. My dad is like heavily involved in sports. He used to do dragon boat racing, and he was playing hockey up until a few years ago when we actually told him to stop because we were so scared he was going to get like a heart attack on the field, you know. So my dad's
Yes.
always been this very outdoorsy and active person. So I guess like for him, it's not like it's meant to be hurtful. It is the situation as it is, and I understand that that's where it's coming from. But you know, I guess like no matter how it's put, right, the truth is something that's always going to be a bit hard to swallow, lah.
And uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable, yeah.
So was that your wake up call to like, okay, I just need to get something done?
It was so many like different factors. This was definitely one of the considerations. And then when my mom asked me to follow her to start going for that time, also I think she was approached by someone to do a nutrition program, and then she took me along. And then I was like, okay lah, you know, I support my mom also, right? Like then we are in it together. Yeah. Yes. So because of like all this together, then that's how I started the first time lah. And I found that you know, after like losing weight, when you start to change your habits, right, then the changes are gradual, but if you keep at it, then like you start to see and you actually do feel better about yourself, and that sort of like kept me sort of tuned in.
So this is how you felt at 2018?
At 2018, it was like, oh my God, I fat again. I should do something.
Oh yeah. Correct. No, at the moment I saw your hands spread out, it's 2018. That was the time that you rebound because you moved to KL. There was so many things happening, and then yes, KL is it's an amazing place with a lot of options, but of course it's also not a very healthy place where you have a lot of food. Okay, very good. Thank you for sharing. That's really inspiring, you know. Yeah, so tell us more. How do you land into psychology and after that in education?
So I actually never intended to go into education now. Let's put it that way. It was never like my first choice to say like, oh, I want to like teach people. But like psychology was one of those things where I had a lot of different choices that I was considering when I was growing up. I wanted to teach English in foreign countries, you know, I wanted to be a baker. I was very easily influenced by media. So whatever had captured my attention at that point in time was something that I thought like, okay, you know, I want to do this for a career. And my parents, of course, being extremely realistic, they were like, are you sure you can make a career out of that? Like, how are you going to earn being an English teacher? Or how are you going to, you know, earn a lot being a baker? Very... Still, you know, like this is still Asia lah, right? Like we still have to focus on some like material things, right?
Yes.
So at that time I was watching a lot of Criminal Minds. It was like my favorite TV show, and Criminal Minds is like psychology based. And I told my dad like, I can't do that. I think I can do that. I want to be a forensic psychologist. Yeah, I want to go and like assess and like figure out why people do why they like do these things that they do. Then my dad was like, okay lah, out of all the options that he had provided us, this seems like the most viable. And then plop, I went into psychology.
I see, and you continue to study on.
Yeah, so
I started your studies.
Yeah, I did my undergraduate in psychology, and at the end of it, right, when I finished my 3 years, I was like, I'm so tired. I think I'm just going to work for a while before I continue studying. And as I was working, I was actually working on some research projects that I started in the university with this woman who would later be a very close supervisor of mine. And through her, I actually got interested in psychological testing and psychological assessment, which is creating, you know, tests and all those kinds of tests. In Malaysia, this field actually falls under education because testing is part of education. So that's how I ended up
as well.
Yeah. So I ended up in the Faculty of Education, and then I came out and I was like, okay, I can do research and then I can also teach research. So I ended up teaching research methods. It was like a graduate.
You look like a very fun teacher to be with. Your students seem to enjoy your presence.
This is a very funny picture that has a story with it. I was trying to win a contest for an air purifier. You can see the air purifier at the back. It's yellow. It matches the walls. And I told my students, y'all need to pose for this picture. Look like you like it when I teach you so that I can win the air purifier. Yeah. And I did. So it was worth
it wasn't that they enjoyed the class. It was they were positioned and staged in that position. So funny, like you.
I think like my students, right? You can, if you ask them, right, do you enjoy like Miss Sab's class? They cannot say yes because it's research methods and they hate research methods. But they see me suffering along with them, so it's like it's not so bad. We share the suffering.
That's how I felt about you know, Sabrena. It's like things to you, you see it in a different perspective all the time, and you're always positive. And when you're stressed, stress out, it's okay, let's do it. Everything around you is just like positivity. Never a time I felt like you were stressed, even you think you're stressed. Yeah. So you were tired? No, I don't see it and I don't sense it. Yeah. So should we call you Dr. Sap?
No. I still need to. I need to suffer for 3 more years and then like try to finish.
Oh, okay. Then after that, we'll call you Dr. Sap.
Yeah. I'm just
you
like,
got another friend, Faiz, call in.
Oh my god, what's he saying? He's probably saying.
Bagusnya Sabrena ni. Bagus. Terima kasih. Yes, Sabrena, bagus. This is another thing that I am really inspired by, Sabrena. So tell us more about you being furmom and foster mom. What happened? How come all of a sudden become so many doggies, mommy?
I just like, I love animals. Actually, right, when I was in primary school, my dream at that time was to become a vet. And then when I was 12, right, my first dog died. And then I was like, I cannot take this heartache. Like, I do not have the constitution to be a vet, you know, because you love them too much. It's hard when something happens.
Yeah.
So as much as I love like my pets and everything, right, I know that I can never be in a position where like, if something were to happen to them, I am really just like TKO for like 2-3 weeks, crying nonstop, cannot deal with it. So that's how I end up with so many animals. Most of my animals are actually rescues. They're always like picked up from the street, you know, from here, from there. My just now those pictures, right? My middle dog, she's my oldest. She's 16 or 17 this year.
What's her name?
Max.
Max.
Yes.
But she's a female.
Yes, Max is actually short for maximum because like I was reading a book series and the main character was called Maximum, so I named my dog Maximum. So that's why she's living like the maximum lifespan, you know. I think like she's never gonna die. She's just there forever. But she was actually a puppy that was thrown into my house one day, just randomly. It was like we woke up.
So someone just didn't want her and then just drop it at your house.
Open the back door and there's a small black puppy there.
Oh no.
And then we've had her until now. Now she's Grandma Max, the oldest.
Oh, she's so blessed to have you all. I think the person that put it at your door, they know that you are a family that love animals. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So how many you got now? 6, huh?
6 now, yeah.
6. Plus you have a cat too. 2 cats.
2 cats. So 2 cats and 4 dogs. Not these 4 dogs.
Also,
like 4 dogs.
You're also helping out in a shelter. Tell us more about the shelter.
Okay, so this whole thing that I actually support a few of the shelters in Penang, like from last time until now, because my parents are so huge animal lovers. So like historically, we always support the SPCA because of their efforts in like dealing with a lot of animal abuse cases. Like they are like the number 1 go-to people in Penang. But there's a newer one called the IAPWA. So this is an offshoot of a UK NGO. And they're actually quite interesting because like they partnered with the local council. So they partner with the Penang MBPP. And they do this trap, neuter, release program, which I think is really great. they basically pick up the strays, they neuter them, and then they release them back so that they cannot create more puppies, which is of course at the point lah. Every litter you have creates exponentially more puppies. So they do this trap neuter release program. It's really fantastic. So I've been following them on social media for a while. And then what happened was I had a pug, again, also like adopted from someone else. And like that pug was really like the love of my life, you know, like up until today, Isaac and I are always just like, we miss her so much, but there were some unfortunate things that happened and then she passed away very suddenly. And so we were in this state where we were like just so upset and we were missing her so much. And I saw this post by the IAPWA where they were looking for foster parents for a batch of 5 puppies, because these 5 puppies were brought in with their mom, and in the shelter the mom was too stressed and she started to attack them. And then I already asked, I said like, look, can we like take care of them, because it's just foster usually it's a short while and then like you pass them back, you know, like you can have them adjust back and then people will adopt them. Then Isaac was kind of hesitant. And then the next day, like literally the next day, there was another follow-up post and one of the puppies had died because the mom attacked. Like there was internal damage and the puppy died. So there was left 4. And I told I said, we cannot leave them in the shelter. There's only 4 of them. Like they need to have like a fighting chance, you know, like, and in the shelter, no one to care for them. And then he was very like, okay, like, okay, we will try. We thought it would be easy, you know, it turned out to be like the most stressful, like 3 weeks of our lives, you know, with these puppies. So we got them, and then the first thing that happened was like they were really small. They were only about this big at the time. And there's 4 of them and you have to feed them all at the same time. They're always fighting for food. And with puppies, like you got to make sure that you feed them enough, that they have enough liquid so that they don't dehydrate. And then when they were given to us, they were about a couple days away from being dewormed. And we were like, okay lah, like the shelter gave us the deworming medication and told us the dosage. And then it turns out like the dosage was a bit too strong. And then the puppy started to have like massive diarrhea. And then me and Anja were like panicking because we never anticipated.
Oh, so then you both have got quadruplets.
Yeah, and it's so scary, you know, because like if something happens to them, you will feel so responsible. You took them to give them a fighting chance. You don't want like you to be the reason. Until the point that one of the smallest, right, actually had to send to the hospital, put on drip. And then me and I said, like, I tell you they come out how I tell you they cannot. Every day we'll be taking care of them. The most stressful 3 weeks. We thought fostering would be smooth. So wrong. But at the end of the day, all 4 puppies grew up perfectly fantastic. One of them left quite early on. She found a home, a nice couple to claim.
So these 2?
No, one of these two are the two. So one of these 2 was taken away. Then another one of the boys was taken by this guy who is a friend of my dad's, and he's got like this fantastic life. I get updates about him all the time. So I was left with 1 boy and 1 girl. We decided to keep one of the girls because she reminded us a bit of our pug that died. And then the last boy, right, like no takers at all. We see him, we feel so kesian, so korean. Okay lah, no point.
You take care lah.
We will take care. No point traumatizing him, put him back in the shelter. Like really no harm.
You have so much love already. Correct. Annie is saying Sap is so loving. Coach Annie.
Coach Annie.
Annie is saying, oh, Sap is so loving. Yes. And exactly, right? Did you guys all notice when she says she's stressed? It's so funny. I was literally laughing when she was talking. I'm so stressed. Tell us more about this, your hobbies. Sabrena is a person that is multi-talented. If you don't ask, you wouldn't know who she is, right? So tell us more. What is this?
So when we first moved back to Penang, I like to take part in like cultural activities. I did a lot of traditional music when I was growing up in high school. It was like one of the things I was really interested in. And one of the things that's famous in Penang is a kind of puppetry called Hokkien glove puppetry. So the puppets are only on your hands. And one of my friends was involved in that already. There was a project running for a few years. So I was like, okay, puppets like sound interesting. And then one day on Facebook, I saw this ad that was just doing like an open casting call for people to come and learn this, which is Teochew iron rod puppetry. So Hokkien one is a different one. This one is Teochew.
Oh, by the way, Sabrina, are you Hokkien?
No, my mother is actually Hakka, but you know, in Penang, everyone speaks Hokkien. So we are Hokkien by association.
So you speak Hakka and Hokkien.
Actually, my mother is half Hokkien, half Hakka. Yes. But then
So she can speak both. You also can speak both.
No, none of us can speak Hakka. We all only speak Hokkien.
Sabrina Arush can speak Hokkien. Oh yeah. See? I told you she's talented.
Very terrible Hokkien, okay? Sometimes my sifu also don't understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So this open call, if you can see like the picture on the right, at the bottom, there's a small logo. So the sifu is from the Teochew Opera and Puppet House, which is a museum. And now also she opened a Teochew cafe, opera cafe. And basically her family is like she's the 4th or 5th generation of Teochew opera puppet troupe people in Penang. Yes.
Wow.
She's very cool, and she's like, I really look up to her, man. It's like total like sifu with her, because she's really like, she will give you any opportunity. You want to try anything, she will let you try. So the original show was that we are doing like an adaptation of a Malay folktale, but using the Chinese puppets. So something like transcultural, you know, and that show is actually coming out on the 30th of this month. So if you're please head to Teochew Puppet Opera House. You can find them on Facebook. 30th of the month, then you will see myself, Isaac, and the rest of the group doing the show. So it started with puppets, and because when you do puppets, right, they're basically like mini versions of an actual opera show, where opera is just people and then it's the same, right? So she also has a different class, which is for opera, but because I'm not much of a drama person, I prefer to be behind the scenes, right? Once in a while, she will need people to help with opera, then I become a side character. So that's why I have that middle photo where I'm all like dressed up. I'm a palace guard in that picture.
So Sabrina, like you work full time, right? You start work really early, and you've got so many things going on at home, right? You've got like your fur kids to take care. How do you find time to invest in yourself? I know you read a lot, you participate in like the cultural activities as well. So how do you strike a balance, and why is it important for you to have this balance?
I've always felt like I'm that kind of person who can't really just focus on just one thing. I will get bored easily, so that's why I end up having too many things on my plate. But then like with that also, like you said, like there's not enough time for everything, and to find time to really like, for example, like focus on my fitness, to do exercise, to cook healthy food, like you really have to plan that like in advance. So I'm quite lucky in the sense that my work is remote work. The research work is something from home and flexible hours. So I'm able to like say, okay, it's almost gonna be lunchtime, right? I can quickly run, put the chicken in the oven and then come back and do my work. Then the chicken's done, I quickly eat and I come back and do my work. Or like now I'm trying to like build this habit. I'm quite an early morning person. I tend to wake up normally around 6:30. Now because I plan I want to start my work, okay, I want to start my work at 9 o'clock. It takes me like this amount of time to eat breakfast. I'll wake up at 5:30 so that I have enough time to exercise, and then I eat breakfast and then I get to work.
Really amazing. So in one day, how much time you invest in yourself, just yourself, personally? Roughly.
These days I try to put a bit more, so maybe I get maybe like 2 to 3 hours.
I think it's important. That's good. There's a lot of people out there put themselves the last, especially like moms, including fur mom, like 6 fur kids. It's a lot. Yeah, but it's so important to really invest some time, just some time for ourselves. And you're doing amazing. And that's something that I'm like Sabrina is always very stressed, very busy. That's what she says, stress, stress. But then she'll find a lot of time doing little things like this. And I was like, wow, you do this. It's so interesting. And also next one, what do you do here? You love cooking as well and baking.
Yes. It's a good thing I love to cook, right? If not, like I would never have any food, right?
Ah,
So these are like just some of like my experiments. I like to make bread. I really love the process of making bread because like you
yes.
feel something so nice and so thick, and then you watch it come to life, as it grows. And bread making is really like something that I really love putting my time into. And
Mm,
cooking, like I'm a kind of person who loves to eat. So if you love to eat, you better learn how to cook. Because otherwise you will spend so much, right, eating all different kinds of like expensive things out there when you want to try a whole different like range of things. So one of these pictures, I think it's like Korean cold noodles. This is my first time
this
making
one.
them. Yeah,
Yeah,
never made it before in my life, but I figured like I can put a lot of vegetables in it. It'll be like super nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
and I have air fried prawns, which was also an interesting experiment. Yeah.
yes.
Then of course I
And
still have my
also,
cheats with the cheese, my nachos with a lot of cheese. That's
yeah.
total cheat day meal, yeah.
So you have like healthier options, you have like cheat day, you have sweets, and tell us more about this too. Your healthy option of
Yes,
mooncake,
my
the protein
healthy
ball.
cooking options. So like because with the nutrition program that you're helping me with, then like we substitute some of like the more traditional ingredients with the Herbalife products, which are more nutritionally balanced. So like rather than having a red bean filling, which is just sugar and red bean, of course, like even
Yes,
though red bean is good for you, but you eat so much, usually it's mostly sugar. Then the filling
yes.
is the Herbalife Formula One. So at least it's got like more protein, a bit.
Yes.
But in general, I think our diets don't have enough of protein, fiber, and all that kind of things, right? So just like making the small substitutions goes a
So
long
it's
way.
a nutritious mooncake here, and also the protein balls as well.
Yeah. The unhealthy part
Ah,
is just the skin only, long. The
ah.
small skin.
So our first meet, we met in April 2016, right? And then
Yes.
after that, reconnected in May 2021. Yeah. So just a little bit of history background. Like Sabrina has actually gone through like a transformation program with her mom sometime before 2018,
Yeah.
right? And after
2010 to
that,
about 2012, I think. 2010 to 2012.
yeah. And for me, back then in 2016, we have a smoothie bar, we have an active lifestyle community center, and we just got started. And what I did was I was like passing out some flyers like that. Hi, would you like to come to join a healthy active lifestyle community? And Sabrina was like, yeah, me. Why not? Right. So that was how we met and got started. And things came by. She got very busy in between. And we didn't connect for a bit, and after that we reconnected again this year, May 2021. Yeah, so this is how we reconnected again. Yeah, so you have gone through our transformation program, and look at your effort in making it happen, and the things that you cook together, like for yourself and also Isaac. Tell us more, like how do you plan your meals every day, like making it wholesome, making it colorful and well balanced?
So I think like the one thing that we probably struggle with the most is always the fruits and vegetables, mostly vegetables, because
Mm,
they perish so fast. But every day I sort of, because I have very little time, right? I really think of like what can I sort of throw together fastest, either right before we want to eat, or what can I leave to cook for a while and then like I can come back to it. Yeah. So that's why you'll see like a lot of things are very fresh kind of salads,
yes.
because I can just say like, I said you chop the lettuce and then I'll come and mix it up. And then like at least that's something he can do, Like
It's
I
so
think also
nice to have your partner to do it with you rather than doing it alone and he starts
yeah,
to go out for mama food and you're like eating healthy. So
Yeah.
it's nice to have, yeah, partners or your husband or your wife doing it together. And how do you plan all these meals? Like you have
Okay, I will buy like
literally the way you plan very well.
a lot of chicken. First thing is my chicken order is never less than 3 kilos. It was I spend like on the day that I have a chicken order, I know I'm gonna spend at least 1 hour cutting up all my chicken, portioning it out, and it's either like portioned into like I'm gonna cook it a certain way already, then I marinate it, pre-marinate everything, put in the freezer, or it's just cut up into a portion where I know I can defrost it at 7 o'clock when I wake up. I just put it on the table. At 12 o'clock when I want to cook, it's already there. Just throw it in. I have come to love my air fryer. My best friend is my air fryer because you can just
So the
marinate.
tips are, everybody, if you want to eat healthy, plan ahead, buy in bulk, right? Plan and schedule it, and also have an equipment that help you to ease your work.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
The air fryer is like the best because you just throw your chicken in 12 minutes and it's ready to eat. So you can just, in that 12 minutes, right, you can stir fry your veggie, you can prep your salad, you can do whatever else on the side. If like rice, right, we will always cook a larger pot and then we will keep on. Because any rice you keep, you can either eat the next day, you can make fried rice, you can put it as another thing. It's a lot of like, cooking for me, right, is more about technique than recipe. So if I have an idea of what I'm going to do with it, it doesn't matter what I'm going to add to it. So if I'm making a soup, the steps are the same. I just throw. Then whatever spice is at home, right, I'm not fussy, everything throw in also.
And the amazing thing about here is that people always have the idea, oh, eating healthy, it has to be like really dry. It has to be salad every single day. It has to be like bland and also no seasoning. It has to be steamed. But over here, I see a different variety, right? The palettes change every single day. There's a lot of amazing recipes that Sabrena actually put an effort to make. And also, Isaac is also really nice. He will taste with you and he will just enjoy it with you. And also you have all these healthy snacks in between as well, right? Fruits. Yeah, this is really nice. And also you have started to like our fit cup as well.
Yeah, even order for my
healthy
friend. Because like she also doesn't like to think so hard of like what to eat sometimes in the morning, right? Then she was just like, yes, perfect. Just sapu je and then like can move on.
Fit is our healthy oatmeal where we put balanced nutrition inside and also high quality ingredients. Great for a snack and also healthy breakfast as well. If you'd like to know more, find out from Sabrena. And also your active lifestyle. Wow, this is amazing. This is very flexible. So you do active lifestyle as well. It's also really so much fun that you have an accountability buddy with you. Isaac does it with you, right? So tell us more, what were you attempting here?
Okay, I think Isaac cannot keep up with me in terms of exercise. Now we have very different routines, but I have like my really good friend, like some of my very good friends, right? They're very active. So this particular friend of mine, she used to be a cheerleader, and you know they have to be very physically fit to do all of the stunts.
Yes.
So during the last MCO, because obviously like we are not able to see our friends and stuff, we always started with video calls. And then it was like, why not we just work out over video call? Because we can share. And then like she, from that March last year until now, right, we've been working out every week, 3 days a week without fail.
What's your friend's name? Is she on call?
I'm not sure if she's on call. Colleen. She told me she will try to listen in. She's very funny.
Colleen, are you on call?
Maybe she's not, because she told me she's busy today. Like maybe she's listening. I don't know if she's there.
We have this shout out to Colleen. Yay, shout out to Colleen. Yes. If she hear the recording later, she'll be very happy. Yeah. So you have an accountability buddy to do this together with you.
Yeah.
And also, what else do you do in your exercise regime and also your exercise routine?
So then I have another friend who's also very influential in sort of bringing me around to the idea of strength training, because this friend of mine, she does powerlifting and Olympic weightlifting, and she was the one who tagged me into the idea that like you don't have to like run 10 kilometers a day. you know, you can just
uh.
do this and it's actually equally intense. It's not so much like you have to be like super flexible, you know, fly here, fly there, everywhere, but
Yes.
the focus really very much on building muscle, and
Yeah.
that will increase like functionality and mobility. And of course I do like yoga and things like that because that's always how
And
we
also
start.
our lifestyle hub.
Yeah, yeah,
Sabrena
yeah.
joined me for our Pilates session. So that's her here.
Yeah.
Here,
Oh
you
my
see
god, yeah,
here,
yeah.
and then you're here.
Yeah, that split picture, right, was just like my legs were particularly warm that day, and I was like, hey Curly, look at how much I can split now. Wow, actually it doesn't look like a lot in the picture, but it feels like a lot. I'm so happy.
This one, huh? Amazing. So you see how much you have changed over time since 2010 and now, right? It's like Sabrena back then and Sabrena now. Yeah, that's a lot of changes. Look at this. You have actually like been our top 5. First is like season 86, first runner up in our 10 days lean and tone program. And then after that, season 90, you went to second runner up, right? Each of this, like first one is like you lost 3 kilos, second is like close to 2.5 kilos. And look at the amazing transformation, tone up so much. So what do you think, like, what have you learned in the 10 days lean and tone program compared to how you lose weight, like in between 2010 to 2018?
It's not about the portion size, it's about what's in the portion, definitely.
Wow, nailed it already. So in this program itself, besides that, what how do you see like different from what you've done before?
I feel like, you know, before this, I've tried a lot of different things. Of course, first thing is to cut down like food portions. Cut down food portions, always like you struggle, like you reach a day when maybe like you eat too much and then you feel bad about it. And I'm trying to let go of that mentality. You know, you can have up days, you can have down days. But
Yes.
also what's more interesting is that I find it difficult to count calories. It's very like time consuming. It's a lot of trouble.
Correct.
And lucky I feel worse if I don't hit like my protein count for the day. So at least with the 10-day lean and tone, right, I don't have to think about it. I just have to think, does it fit the ratio that like the coach needs? Then okay already.
Yes.
And to
Yes.
eat more
And you
fruits
get
and
like a personalized meal plan to give you
yeah,
an idea what to eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack,
exactly.
right?
And you
Yeah.
eat so much. Nowadays, every 2-3 hours I get hungry already because I'm so used to it. But I like that it's like such a big focus on fruits and vegetables because that's really like where the food pyramids are heading towards. And we forget that in our everyday day-to-day life. Like hawker food, convenience food is always carb heavy, but we are not leading those like physically intense lifestyles anymore. We're not out in the fields, you know, like farming our own vegetables for us to want to eat that many carbs. So that's like I feel like the single most important thing is to make that shift away from a carb focused diet to more like emphasis on fruits, vegetables, and sufficient protein. To be really aware of that in itself is already very helpful.
And also Isaac is doing it together with you as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's more like, I'll just follow you. But Isaac's lifestyle last time also very unhealthy one. When I first met him, right, he will eat a can of tuna and call it dinner.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was it a good, like slowly changing through the 10 days lean and tone, he started to learn a little bit more about eating a well-balanced meal?
Yeah, a lot. And for him, right, because Isaac's always been I don't want to say sickly, but prone to illness. Let's put it that way. Like, so when he started like with the 10-day lean and tone, right, he can really feel the energy difference. For him, it's quite bad. Maybe for me, not what I used to it already, right? But he is like, he feels so much better. Like he feels so much more focused, so much more capable. And you know how guys can like lose weight very fast, right? He toned up very fast. I also jealous.
Yes, their BMR is higher, and their muscle mass is higher. They can tone up, yes, very quickly. female a little bit slower because our body fat is also higher. Yeah, but not a problem, right? The most amazing thing is that I think energy, right? This and also a healthier lifestyle, you feel that you can do more, you can focus more, you can do the things that you want to do, which a lot of people nowadays are lacking. Everyone is feeling very, very tired all the time. Yeah, all the time. So I'm really happy that it's helped Isaac as well. Hey. And just for everybody to have an idea, right? Divert a little bit. So what Sabrena was talking about the 10 days lean and tone program is our transformation program for anybody that intend to change your lifestyle, make a healthier lifestyle change, learning how to eat right, how to eat healthier, at the same time focusing on 80-20 rule, right? It's not just merely about hardcore exercise to get in shape. It's all about food. So 80% is to do with the food that we eat. And we learn a lot about healthy eating habits, how to cook a weeknight meal easily in 15 minutes to 20 minutes. And through that, how do you inspire, right, your family members to get in shape or just get a little bit more healthy, right? And also improve the immune system. Yeah, so the 10 days lean and tone is what we do. Yeah. And also, this is your birthday celebration, right? Tell us more, what is this? This is not real candy stuff.
So like Isaac basically planned this like we've been joking all the time like, oh, later birthday how to eat, we need to have Herbalife, right? Like we cannot give you them, right? Like we still need to maintain our results and stuff. And the idea is that if it's made with Herbalife, I can probably eat it, right? So Isaac didn't tell me, then he went and ordered this cake that looks just like Herbalife and it's chocolate flavored. It's really good.
Oh
And because of Herbalife, I can eat it.
Yeah, Sabrina was like texting me, hey coach, she cut a slice out, right? This is Herbalife, right? So I can eat it. Yeah, so we pair our program together with Herbalife Nutrition for supplementation and also for post-recovery. So this is really amazing that Herbalife Nutrition turned out to be your lifestyle also. And it was so funny. The amount of detail was exactly the same. And whoever that's looking for a baker just as good as this person, find out from Isaac or Sabrina.
And her cake is so
amount
good.
of details. Yep.
Kiss.
Totally amazing. Yeah. And also tell us about your motto.
My motto. Oh.
Yes. It for people or for your friends and family, right? That is on this call now. What would you like to say to them?
Okay lah, maybe because like I've been struggling with this weight loss thing for so long, and trying to be healthy, or rather to get better and more capable for so long. There are days when like you can't win at everything, right? You wake up and maybe you don't feel so great, and then you eat more than you thought you would, or you eat something that is actually not the best for you, but it still tastes good. I don't want to be that kind of person who beats myself up for the things that I didn't manage to do well on that day. So the next day is another day to try again. Every day is a fresh start.
Amazing. You're so positive. Your vibes is like this. And I'm definitely that it's not just merely about weight loss, it's about how we see things in life to keep us going. Focus on the now, focus on present, just be happy. And the next day is just a brand new beginning again, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, let's see. Let's go back to your live here, right? Let's see who is still on call. And find out more. Hi, everybody on call. Especially Sabrina's friend, we got something special for you, right? Those of you that are still on the call, who's still on the call? Faiz, are you still on the call?
I think they're all tired. Nobody want to see my face.
No lah, still got people on call and Faiz on the call still. Yeah, no one answered or they are shy because Faiz just answered. Reason being, right, we've got something really exclusive for Sabrina's friends and family. Be it you are going to watch this recording later. If you're not on live, never mind. If you're going to watch the recording later, we've got something really special for you. It comes with Sabrina's friends and family. Okay? Yeah, at first we wanted to ask question. Oh, Faiz is here. Okay, Faiz, we got something special. I'm gonna ask a couple of questions, right? You have been attending this entire session like since the beginning, so I think you should win one. You sure win, because I've got a couple of questions. In regards to Sabrina, I'm gonna ask if you answer correctly, right? You're going to get a 7 days free trial, complimentary on the house. Okay, are you ready? All right, Faiz. What year was Sabrina at her heaviest weight? What year was Sabrina at her heaviest weight?
I think like he saw the picture, then it's like burned eternally into his mind already, because he's never seen that picture.
He really never seen the picture.
No, because like we've been friends only since 20. I don't even know when.
He's still thinking, I think. Still thinking. Life take a moment. All right. For those of you that tune in later, all right, watching later also, no problem. I'm going to ask a second question also. If you can answer, you type in the comments, then you are going to get that 7 days trial, right? Complimentary trial. Another one is, how many new puppies does Sabrina have? How many new puppies does Sabrina have? Right? Second question. Third question, we just keep it short, 3 only, huh? Another one is, what kind of puppetry does Sabrina do? All right, what kind of puppetry does Sabrina do? Okay, so 3 questions. So if any one of you be able to answer in the comments, then you're going to be contacted for a complimentary pass. All right, I add one more. This one is easiest. What transformation program Sabrina joined? Together with her husband, Isaac, what transformation program did Sabrina and Isaac join, right, or participated? Okay, 4 questions, everybody. So let me show everyone what's that about now. 7 days, right? 7 days experience pass. So that is exercise, there's cooking class, there's nutrition talk, everything virtually, right? It's unlimited access for 7 days. We can stay connected. Either you can reach out to Sabrina or you can reach out to me via my Instagram or WhatsApp. And also we can stay connected. And if you intend to join us for our next session, right, please tune in to Just Be Fit Facebook or Instagram. I usually will invite different individuals to share their amazing transformation journey or just give you a little bit of lifting, positive uplift or positive story to keep you going for your day, or we can just catch up and have a chit chat, right? Sabrina, thank you so much for this session. It has always been really fun to have you around. And I'm always inspired by everything you do, and at all with the amount of things that you do and you are able to juggle with it. And I'm definitely definitely everyone will be able to like be inspired by your amazing journey and story. If you'd like to reach out to Sabrena or speak with Sabrena or just have a moment of conversation with her, or be inspired by her journey,